This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 147. What would you do with 100 times more resources? By Steve Pavlina of stevepavlina.com.
Get ready to maximize your potential with Optimal Finance Daily, the podcast that brings you the best content in personal finance 5 days a week. Your optimal life awaits. Now here's your host, Dan Warren.
Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Optimal Finance Daily, where I read to you from some of the very best personal finance blogs on the planet. Now, we haven't heard a post from Steve Pavlina in a while, so it'll be nice to hear from him today. But before we get into that, don't forget we're giving away a book in less than 2 weeks to a random person on our email list, as we do each and every month. But, and I am just announcing this today, I'm going to be reading a book excerpt on tomorrow's show, and we'll be giving away a copy of that book also, actually right after the show. And again, that's going to a random person on our mailing list. So to be part of this, you can join for free by texting the word financial to the number 44222. That's the word financial to 44222. Or you can visit oldpodcast.com and enter your email address there. And the book has also been signed by the author, so it's a little collector's item too. But don't forget to sign up today so that you can be part of the book raffle tomorrow night. Now let's get to today's post and start optimizing your life. What would you do with 100 times more resources? By Steve Pavlina of stevepavlina.com. Someone sent me a lengthy anonymous email yesterday urging me to acquire a lot more resources, suggesting that I could do so much more good if I had an 8 or 9 figure income instead of 6, like I've been doing for years. He claimed to have acquired a great deal of wealth himself and found it highly beneficial for fueling his path with a heart. He wasn't suggesting that I do this to acquire more luxuries, but rather to better express my creativity and increase my contribution, as well as to magnify my fulfillment on this path. As I pondered his suggestion, I found myself not having much clarity as to what I'd do with 100 times or 1,000 times more money flowing through my life. I put so much attention on creativity, fulfillment, exploration, relationships, etc., that I find it difficult to intelligently imagine how significantly more financial resources could provide extra fuel for that, except in minor ways or in ways that aren't particularly meaningful to me. I have a nice house in a great neighborhood, a car that runs well, and all the tech I desire for now. I have the best available and maximally upgraded models of the MacBook Pro, iPhone 5S, and iPad Air, my trio of tech nirvana. What more could a guy want? The parts of my life that give me the most fulfillment are already free or within my means, so I could actually do with substantially less resources than I have now. Lately, I've been pondering what it would be like to deliberately reduce my income for a while and see if I could live on much less just for the experience. What if I cap my net personal income at $10,000 per year, for instance? That isn't such a big deal to me, though, since I already went through a period of low income like that during the 1990s, and I learned that I could still do what I love regardless of income. I've never worked in a corporate environment. The only job I've ever had was working for $6 an hour in a video game store while I was in college, so I've never seen how larger operations allocate resources. That's probably why I haven't pushed to acquire more. As I mentioned in Money and Your Path with a Heart, my main financial goal in life was to make money irrelevant in my life, to earn enough that I could put money on the back burner and not give it much attention. I'm not interested in building an empire. What interests me is exploring personal growth and sharing what I learn along the way. In some ways, I feel that acquiring and allocating more resources could become a big distraction. I'm already doing what I want to be doing, so why risk distracting myself to acquire more resources, especially when I lack a compelling vision for what to do with such resources? I like having freedom and flexibility, and I don't really see how more resources would meaningfully enhance that. I don't think I'm doing anywhere close to an optimal job of leveraging the resources I already have. I reached this point mainly by minimizing the role of money in my life, so it seems odd to think about increasing its role in my life. But sometimes what works for us in one stage of life must be discarded as we enter the next stage, and I'm open to pondering the possibility, but for now I can't say it seems particularly exciting. Complacency doesn't suit me, but it's easy to fall into the trap of complacency when new growth efforts must be consciously chosen as opposed to being forced by outside events, such as those caused by scarcity. Usually when I embark on a new path of growth, I'm either moving away from something I no longer wish to experience, or I'm moving into a new vision built around my desires. In this case, I'm content with my current financial situation, and I lack a compelling desire-based vision to significantly change it, so there's no real motivation to immerse myself in resource acquisition. Consequently, I give my attention to other avenues of growth that are presently more compelling to me. Lately, that's been a focus on relationships and my social life. What would you do if you were me? Would you keep doing what you love by largely ignoring money? Or would you see value in creating a 100 times increase in your financial resources? Once you're living your purpose and feeling fulfilled, what then becomes the role of money? What new vision would you create beyond this if your passions are exploration, learning, growth, and sharing? How would more resources make you a better explorer, especially if you were still finding plenty of fascinating facets of life and growth to explore within your current means? How would you enhance your life with 100 times more resources? Do you have a compelling vision of what that would do for you? If you do have a compelling vision, what would it include? You just listened to the post titled, "What Would You Do with 100 Times More Resources?" by Steve Pavlina of stevepavlina.com. And I'm going to give you one more reminder today about the book raffle that is happening tomorrow night. If you want to be part of that, come by oldpodcast.com and just enter your email address there. It's just that simple. You can also make it even speedier by texting the word financial to the number 44222. That's the word financial. Text it to 44222. When you do, not only will you be part of these raffles, but you'll also be getting some free financial spreadsheet tools from us as well. And that's going to do it for another edition of Optimal Finance Daily. Tomorrow will be the book reading that I mentioned, and that's a first for this show. So I'll see you there, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Finance Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.